So welcome onto another segment that is deep weathered layers. So today we want to venture into another topic that is deep weathered layers. This is an advanced level geography lesson. So if you are ready to listen to this lesson, you can press the like button, you share and repost this video. Thank you very much. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Intellect, and also you can follow my Facebook page, Phineas Ndoza. Thank you very much. So in here we want to discuss what we call a course of a deep weathered layer. So if we explained that what is being referred as a deep weathered layer. Deep weathered layers, these are what can I say? These are referred as intrusive landform features that can develop into several features. For instance, in an ordinary level combination, when you study intrusive and extrusive landform features, we have been told that intrusive landform features, these are rocks which are formed underneath the earth's surface. Are we together? So now we want to study another implication of a topic. What happens to those rocks which are underneath the rock surface? For instance, the cause of a deep weathering in a joint a deep weathered layer is a layer which can be formed when rocks which are underneath the earth's surface, they are attacked by weathering processes such as chemical weathering process. So according to Raxton and Berry in 1957, they discovered weathered horizons in Hong Kong. So in this model, it suggests that the gradual decomposition of granite formed from the surface downwards will produce 4 identifiable zones, each older and more advanced than the one lying beneath it. So according to Raxton and Berry, they assume that we can have a model of a deep weathered layer. So this can be a 60-meter rock that is underneath the surface. So in its maturity stage, this rock will have what we call residual debris layer. Residual debris layer will be known as zone 1. Then we have what we call residual debris with the core stones. Then after that, we have what we call core stones with the residual debris. Then the last layer, it can be referred as partially weathered rock. So as I have said earlier, that according to Raxton and Berry in 1957, they have discovered a rock that was beneath the earth's surface, and this rock had 4 identifiable zones. So these 4 identifiable zones, we have zone 1, then we have zone 2, zone 3, then we have zone 4. So zone 1, according to Raxton and Berry, they refer it as the uppermost zone. This uppermost zone is known as zone 1. As the deep weathered layers have developed, or as the rock have been affected by chelation, hydrolysis, and any other kind of chemical weathering, for example chelation, how does this chelation process occur? As this rock is underneath the earth's surface, let's assume this is the earth's surface. Here, this is the earth's surface. We are walking on top of this surface. Are we together? As we are walking on top of this surface, beneath this surface in which we are walking on top of, there is a rock which is 60 meters. Are we together? Downwards. This rock is now being affected by chelation. What is chelation? Chelation is a chemical weathering process that occurs underneath the Earth's surface. How does that occur? This process, according to Raxton and Berry, they have declared that this process occurs in areas where where mild acids are being formed. For example, in humid environments, the vegetation matter collects on the surface. How to get the vegetation matter collects on the surface? That is trees. They let when trees lose off their leaves, those leaves they are mixed with the rainwater, or they are mixed with the water, and they form what we call mild acids, or they form what we call aluminosilicic, or any kind of an acid due to the process of decomposition. Now together, so as the vegetation matter or tree leaves have mixed with the water and form mild acid, those mild acids they've started to percolate. Listen here, they've started to percolate within this rock. How to get? As they percolate within this rock, how to get? At first there will be what we call an initial stage, whereas the water is percolating with acid, it will start to open up rock joints such that the water will continue to flow downwards. How to get? Then after initial stage, the rock will develop to what we call youthful stage, where it will start to decompose bit by bit, and it will develop to what we call a maturity stage. So a maturity stage is 4 identifiable zones. The zone 1 is known as the residual debris layer. So it is a fully developed weathering profile, this one. It is a fully developed weathering profile. Why? Because it is when percolation process started to occur. The acids were decomposing this layer. Altogether, this layer has got an axis of about 25 meters in thick. So it is a fully decomposed layer where the rock has been turned into partial residual debris or into soil completely, because this is the zone which will first to receive acidulated water. Altogether, then the second stage is known as residual debris with the core stones. Why they call it residual debris with the core stones? It is a less decomposed and comprise residual debris, some grass. When they say some grass, it is some rock fragments. Altogether, a mass of plate fragments produced by breaking down of feldspar crystals, that's what we call grass. Then a number of floating and rounded core stones mass are found in this layer. So in this layer, it will be a process whereby there will be some sort of decomposition where residual debris has been formed. But at the same time, there are several core stones. That is, we have got several plate fragments that are suspended in this layer. Altogether, then we have zone 3. Zone 3, it is known as core stones with the residual debris. Why? Because in this zone, there is no residual debris. Why? The acidulated water is just begin its process of decomposing a rock altogether. So in this layer, we've got fragmented rock fragments. That is, we've got large pieces of rocks that are partially weathered. Then we've got zone 4. We call it partial weathered zone. Why? It is up to 30 meters in thickness. It is formed where acidulated water is just began to open up the granite joints, such that the weathering process will start to occur. How to get? This is what referred as the deep weathered layer in its maturity stage. How to get? So